Alright, here we go. Another episode of some clan rats. Like I said in previous videos, we're going to be doing a bunch of clan rats. Different color schemes, so you can pick what you want from different rats, or you can do your own thing. It's just give you ideas of how to paint your clan rats, because there's a ton of them. So we're going to sprinkle these videos in every so often. As always, I want to thank my YouTube members for all of your donations. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can't thank you guys enough. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Just hit it. Hit that bell. Hit that thumbs up so you can get alerted every single time we do a video. We do 2 videos a week, unless we're on vacation or doing something crazy or work is nuts. But most of the time we get to it. Without further ado, let's go. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is prime all of our miniatures. I'm doing it in white since we're using contrast paints mostly. So, yeah, there you go. The first one we're going to do is some Fireslayer Flesh on all of our areas. We're going to go over the fur areas later, so don't worry about that. Just put it on there real quick. Next, we're going to use some Blood Angels Red, again on the back. Now we're doing 2 miniatures at a time, so this isn't overloading your work. This is just doing 2 rats. Moving on, we're making our rats all look differently. You can do them all uniform if you would like, but I decided to make them all different. For the bottom portions of our robe, we're going to use some Iyanden Yellow. This works out pretty well with the white sticking through and the parts of the gray that stick out, so it kind of gives it that natural highlight. We're going to highlight it up at the end, but it's going to be very minimal, nothing too crazy, so I think it works out pretty well. For our wood areas, to include the shield, we're going to use some Wyldwood on that, nothing crazy on that. For our belt and the pouch on our belt, we're going to use some Black Legion. Again, nothing too crazy. Speeding through these rats is kind of what we need to do. For the base model rats, we're not making them look like they're going to win a competition. None of these videos are going to win you a competition. They're just to get you some miniatures on the battlefield or on the board and look nice. That's basically it. For the rat tail, we're going to use some Volupus Pink. Now, once this dries, you could use some Pink Horror or Emperor's Children to brighten up if you want, but for these specific rats, I just really wanted to speed through them. For the top portion of our rat, we're going to be using some Iron Warriors. You can also use this on all the metal parts if you want, but here in a second, we're going to use some Leadbelcher on the other metal parts. Again, it's up to you if you want to save even more time, but I chose like a 2-tone dark versus lighter silver. For your other metal pieces, like we were just talking about, we're going to use some Leadbelcher. This is the chainmail, the spikes sticking out of our flail of our miniature, and this is going to be the last shot from this camera. I started filming this a while ago and I'm just getting back to it, so we're using the new camera, so we're going to switch to that. And just like that, the Hollywood Magic top-down, higher version or higher resolution camera. Some Snakebite Leather on that quick and easy wraps around our flail. And like I had mentioned earlier, we're going to use some Cygor Brown on the fur areas. Now, you could have done this in the beginning to kind of mix the 2 colors together to give it kind of a 2-tone. Again, we're just going to go over the fur areas with the Cygor Brown just to give it that contrast paint, hence why we're using some contrast. For that medallion around the neck of our rack, we're going to use some Canoptek Alloy. For our little teethies and our toenails, we're going to use some Morghast Bone on them. And then just one wash step real quick. We're going to use some Nulin Oil on all of our metal pieces. This just gives it a little bit more depth, and we're going to paint them over here in a second. While that Nulin Oil is drying, we're going to use some Skeleton Horde onto the nails and teeth, just to give it that nice grimy look. Now, if you're satisfied with your rat thus far, you don't really need to do this. This just gives it that little extra highlight. And we're going to use some Kislev Flesh on the raised areas of our rat. This gives it a little bit more brightness to it. I think it's worth the extra step and then worth the extra 15 minutes it's going to take to do it, or 5 minutes depending on how many raised areas you do. But just some quick, thinned Kislev Flesh will make it look just a little bit better. Now, what I mentioned earlier, the Averland Sunset we're going to use to kind of brighten up the edges. This didn't make a huge difference, so you really don't need this. Or you can go with a brighter yellow if you would like, some Uriel yellow. It's really up to you, but this really doesn't make a huge difference, just kind of cleans it up just a little bit. And to brighten up our metal areas, we're going to use some regular Leadbelcher. We're just going to reapply this to all of our metal areas on our flail. And chainmail, and I'm also going to use this on the helmet of our rat. This is a good mixture to use with a dark silver on the bottom, like Iron Warriors, and then put the Leadbelcher on top once you've washed it. I think it looks very clean, makes it look nice, makes it look shiny. For the eyes, we're going to use some quick Blood Angels Red. If you don't have this, just use a regular red, Evil Sun Scarlet, something like that. And that's the last highlight we're going to do on the miniature before putting on some base. And you know what that means? We're coming close to the end here. Some thinned Blade Brown. That white's going to stick through, and then we're just going to put some Agrax Earthshade on there. Again, slop it on there. That white's going to stick through. It's going to get that natural highlight. And then your favorite part of painting this miniature is because it's done, the rim of the base. And as always, I use black because I'm weird like that. You can use a earth color if you like. It is thoroughly up to you. And that's it. You got 2 of them done. Didn't take very long. You can use this paint scheme. You can not use this paint scheme. You can say, I don't like this. I do like it. Whatever you want. But that was quick. Very quick, very easy, and that's what we're trying to do to accomplish all of these rats. I want to say thank you for watching the episode. Thank you for watching the channel. If you're not a subscriber, because I can't talk, hit that subscribe button. We also do have the top tier of the YouTube membership. You get to pick a miniature a month, and I have a whole giant list that you get to pick from. So if you're interested, hit me a comment, and I'll answer back to you. Until next time, paint on.